Shirt show. All right, let's go.
Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Shirt, man! All right! Episode 87 of Shirt Show. We're talking with Josh at Sunday Cool in Florida. Let's go! Shirt show!
Hey there, beach babe.
Yep. That's what you should be calling me.
Y'all.
Wow. So we're back.
Hey, you're back. I've been back.
Officially, I don't know, 2 hours ago, landed in STL. And oh, look at this. This is gross.
38. Yeah, that's warm compared to here. It's fucking freezing here.
Yeah, that's freezing compared to Laguna Beach.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. Look at you. You're all suntan.
Disgusting.
I don't know what you're wearing, but when you first came on, I thought you had a scarf on. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, that's overkill.
Well, when you go from 70 to what is that? 38, you need a scarf. Okay.
Yeah,
it's a lot
sure.
to adjust to.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you feel though? You feel good to be home?
I do. I feel, like healthy, physically and mentally and
Rested.
Yeah. Like
You're all zenned out.
I know. I think I think it was 19 days because we left on the 12th.
It's hell of a vacation.
Maybe one of the days was travel, so it doesn't really count, but basically 19 days off of work anyway.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this.
You worked while you were gone. You did emails.
I did, and I think it wasn't like a total, how we've talked about this before, when you really disconnect. I never got to do that, honestly. Never truly, really disconnect because maybe a little bit on the weekends I did, but during the week, no, because you just got to keep up with it. But I'm not complaining because it was only an hour, maybe more like 2 hours, 3 hours at the most. I tried to ignore it during the afternoon. If I got an email like, oh, look, I'll just get it tomorrow, but it was too hard.
I saw you take a few calls in Long Beach.
I did, but that's just how it works.
You got to. Yeah, that's cool.
But it basically consisted of waking up, coffee, little pool time, break, take a break from the pool for a little bit of lunch. And then we would go on a hike on
sounds awful.
The Pacific Ocean, like cliffs. There was 80-foot cliffs, and then there was the beach down here, and we'd walk down and up and tide pools, that kind of stuff,
Cool.
Yeah. I wish you were there.
I'm happy for you, man.
I sent you a lot of pics.
Wow. All the sunset pics.
Mm-hmm. I did last night, wasn't it? Last night, I think it was. I sent you a beautiful sunset.
You said all I got was wish you were here, sunset.
But I am back in STL. I got up look, I'm usually not all here. I usually have trouble speaking, right? Everybody knows this. If today's a little bit worse, it's because I'm on like 2, maybe 3 hours of sleep at the most. Okay.
Well, you're just going to have to pull it together, bud.
So come at me. That's fine. I have an excuse.
Okay. All right.
All right. What's going on over in New York? You got a nor'easter?
I didn't get any of it. It went right around us.
Well,
thankfully.
Yeah, you've had enough, I think. You don't need that right now.
Yeah, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to call the plows. I don't want to shovel.
Whoa. Let's back up here. You bought a quad with a shovel.
Quad with a shovel?
With the plow.
Yeah, I just fucking gas it and hold a shovel in one hand.
That would be fun, actually. That's something I would probably
rip my arm off.
No, a quad with a plow. And why would you call a plow? I don't get it.
Because I never got a plow on it. Because of COVID. When I got it, I called Polaris to put a plow on it, and they didn't have any, and I haven't heard one back yet. So it's just sitting in my garage with a half an hour of time on it, ready to be ridden in the summer.
We need to take it out. Yeah, let's do it.
I just pay a buddy like $50 to plow the whole parking lot.
Well, let me remind you that real men plow their own plow. Real men.
It's a quote. It's a good quote for your tombstone.
All right.
Okay.
What else is going on up there?
Not a whole lot. Normal work week. Nothing crazy. It's definitely unbipping a little bit.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Unbipped.
Not totally unbipped. You're saying
it's
like
still slightly unbipped.
less bip.
Less bippage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Sold the Sidewinder.
Dude, me too. High five.
High fives for that. Oh yeah.
I got to meet the guy and the company that bought mine at Long Beach. Yeah, we hung out.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem is getting it on, like crating it up and shipping it.
Oh, you haven't got rid of it yet?
No, it's here.
I haven't either. He's coming on Wednesday to pick it up. So I gotta like clean it and I actually have brand new pallet rubber for the pallets, so I'm gonna change that out. So he basically has a brand new press.
That's really cool of you. Yeah.
I feel better giving somebody. I hate selling you shit because you bought you shit before and then you get it and you're like, oh, this sucks. This doesn't work. I'd rather like clean it, polish it, fucking put new shit on it and be like, hey, dude, have fun.
Well, I think you and me are cut from the same
pair of underwear.
Because we ordered $108, 108, like $108 worth of parts from M&R for the manual that I sold, because there's a couple of little tiny things that we want to make perfect, that were working, but we just want to make them work better.
Yeah.
Because you know what? They should get a press that works.
They're starting their print journey. Do you want to make it harder for them, or do you want to be a fucking bro and help them out? I
want to be a fucking bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're halfway there.
So well, when the balls drop one day, then
you'll fully be there.
But yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. And the thing is though, we have to have a solution for tagging before that thing goes. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do?
The funny thing is I had a whole conversation with Tyler from TC about this on Thursday or Friday. And we were talking about the same thing. We were talking about tags, and he asked me for my, we have like a vector layout that we send to customers so they can pick from, because we've like tested the fonts and tested like, all the thicknesses of everything to make sure they would print well and they would do well and they would be seen from, feet away and all this other stuff. And he was talking about how they used to print them and then they used to order them and then everything else. And now he said that Stalls basically is doing what Supercolor was doing, where they're doing DTF transfers. And he was telling me about how they like will gang them for you and like all this other stuff and costs. So I think that's the route that he's going to go, is he's just going to order them. Like when the customer places the order the transfers, get them in time. And then, DTF transfers come out super clean and they will go on fleece and tees and everything else.
I love it.
I was like, you know what? I might just fucking start doing that too. Like, cause you know your cost. That was his thing, is like, if you order them, your cost on them. Like if you print them, you don't necessarily know, because the amount of time it takes and the amount of spoilage, or if you didn't do a good pass or you didn't powder it enough or it's not sticking.
I guess I like, so I really like that solution. And I thought of that too, only Supercolor they won't let you gang. So
no, but Stalls will.
I didn't know that. So now I do.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. So thank you, TC.
Yep.
Right.
Tyler's the man when it comes to brainstorming.
I love him.
Yeah.
I only saw him for like about 2 seconds in Long Beach.
I wish it was longer.
Yeah. So
I think we just need to fly out to TC's shop and hang out for a couple days.
There you go. Fly here, because I heard he's coming here like in a week or two. He might be. He texted me about it. So why don't you come? Why don't you come on over?
Yeah, I'll just come over.
And we'll all we'll BBQ and we'll go to take a hot tub,
Some snuggles. All right.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I fly to Orlando on Friday.
Weird.
Yeah.
I thought you just said you're coming here.
I am, after I get back.
Well,
I'm going to Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to talk you out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wish you did.
But you're such a good dad, you know, because your kids, they must love you so much.
They do.
Yeah, that's surprising, but it's great. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, they like taking advantage of that.
Is it for a week or what?
Yeah, from Friday to the following Saturday. So a week and a day.
Well, it just occurred to me that you've basically been giving me shit for like a week since I've been gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at you. Look at you. How do they, what's the saying? The pot calling the kettle black?
Yeah, that's what this is. You're fucking on a beach for how many days? 19 days? Just you and JoJo?
You're going to fucking Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to Florida with 2 kids to run around on hot blacktop and do rides that I can't ride.
Well, it's vacation.
Just stand there with a fanny pack and watch the kids ride things.
It's quality family time. You're bonding, and you're going to be in Florida. It's beautiful weather. No complaints. So yeah, okay. Looks like we are cut from the same pair of underwear.
Right.
I get it now.
Do you think the shop's happy to have you back? Are they like, fuck, Andy's back?
Well, one, they don't know. It's Sunday.
Oh, they didn't know you're gonna walk in tomorrow and be like,
they probably figure I'll be here tomorrow, but they probably don't want me to be. I mean, let's be honest.
Boss is back.
I decided though that tomorrow, when I get here in the morning, I'm just coming into my office. I have all kinds of work to do in here, you know, and I'm just gonna sort of just spend 90% of my time in the office. I'm not going to go out there, you know, like, you know, boss man in it.
Poking fingers. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do it. Just going to chill in here. I don't know about chill, but I'm going to do work in my office. You know, type, call.
Yeah.
I have an interview tomorrow also. Yeah.
Where are you interviewing?
I have one interview tomorrow, and then I have one interview Tuesday.
For
QC, quality control, which, by the way, I got so much fucking shit and I got so much love for that job posting. And maybe we can talk about that in the episode, because I have a very interesting observation, and we should cover it. We should cover it for, it's going to take, in other words, it's going to take more than just a few minutes. And I think that we only have a few minutes left for our guest shows. And so maybe we save it. Yeah.
Sure.
Tell me about that hat. I want to say Mr. Wheeler made that.
Yeah. Buddy Josh Grizzly Wheeler made these patches, and I told him I wanted the patch and not the hat because I have a gigantic head and I only have specific hats that fit my head. So I bought this hat specifically for this patch, and then hand sewed it on.
Hand sewed it? Huh. Oh, you're saying they're not adhesive backed? Okay.
Josh sews all his patches on.
That's better.
I don't have that ability. So I had that hand sewn.
By?
Lindsay did it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's sweet of her. She loves you too.
At the craft store next door.
Okay. Man, you're just surrounded by love up there. People that take care of you. It's a good thing.
Yep, that's it.
Hey. What do you call 2 monkeys who share an Amazon account?
I don't know.
Primates. I only have one because I loved it so much. I'm like, that's all I need.
Right.
You know, I don't want to bring it with anymore. I thought that would be enough.
Yeah. Mine's not that great either. So don't worry about it.
What do you mean? Not that great? That's good.
Yeah. Yours was great. That's what I mean.
Okay.
It was so good.
Well, you said either. You said mine's not that great either. So in other words.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke.
So yours isn't that great.
Right.
Okay.
What did you call the Greek philosopher? What did the Greek philosopher name his screen printing shop?
This is a good one. Did Scott write this? You wrote it? It has to be. There's no dad joke out there that ends with call his screen printing shop. There's just not.
I found it on the internet.
No, bullshit. Okay, so let me see. Can you please say the joke again? Ask the question again. What
did the Greek philosopher name his screen printing shop?
Fuck. I don't know. I want to know though.
Socrates.
That was not out on the internet. No way.
Yes, it was.
You made it up. Just it's cool if you did. Like, we're not going to make fun of you. Everybody will.
I didn't make it up. I can't take credit for it. I don't want to lie. That shit's out there. It's on It's on all the top dad joke.
It's not
forums.
And that's fine. That's okay.
It's on the message boards. It's like top of Reddit.
Last week we did the Frank button and it just felt like I was cheating. It felt like,
yeah, it was,
just didn't feel right. It didn't feel the same. And so I think we really, really need to do this. We got to make up for it. In other words, we want to say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Frank Button.
Sorry, bud.
I missed you.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, there it is.
Ready for this?
Whoops, I almost dropped it. I'm ready. The question is if you're ready.
Fucking born ready, always. Frank. Oh, that was a good one.
It was really good. Yeah.
I had to make up for it. Fucking love you, Frank.
I'm proud of you. Well,
thanks.
Cleaning. Oops, that's not Frank.
Oh God, and you fucked it up.
Well, a little rusty.
I actually was just out in the shop and I realized my palette of screens to send back to Frank for restretches is getting pretty fucking
same.
beefy.
I want to take a picture.
Well, I got to get mine out first then, so that mine gets done before you.
Well, I'm closer shipping anyway, so good luck. And he also would just do mine first, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
For that Shirt Kong special that nobody asked for.
He said a couple of people did. He said a couple people asked for that.
Mm-hmm.
But so if you don't know the Shirt Kong special, it's the it's thin thread with a little bit of the caulking all around the inside, because
just like you would assume, if you call and ask for the Shirt Kong special, it's just going to be a little bit of caulk.
All right. So it all starts with a screen, and whether it's new stretches or restretches, Frank and his team do it the best. To find out more, go to graphicscreenfashion.com, FFFFF,
rank.com,
or
greatfuckingscreens.com.
Exactly. It's easy as that. And talking about easy, cleaning screens is no fun, but Easy Way makes it funner.
You're such a fucking car salesman.
Their line of eco-friendly chemicals will help you keep your screens and your shop clean. Check them out at easyway.com. Easy Way.
It's the easiest way.
Sure as shit is.
Sure as shit it is.
Alex
Great people over there.
I don't know if you saw this, but Alex and I touched chests and stomachs.
I did. I saw a lot of things from Alex.
Yeah.
They're locked in there.
It happened. Action Engineering makes a ton of accessories printers need. Go to actionengineering.com to have a look. Then use Shirt Show at checkout and get a one-time discount of
15% off. And speaking of, did you happen to see Eric's posts on Facebook over the last couple of days about the new shit that Action's making?
I saw a fan. I saw one with blower.
I saw the fan. That looks super rad. I saw there have a job cart with the pallet holders underneath it. And I also saw he had a squeegee cutter.
Oh, I did see the squeegee cutter. Yeah, everybody needs one of those.
And the funny thing is someone commented, will it round corners? And he said, now it will. So I'm wondering if when it cuts, it's got like a straight and then it curves. So when you cut the blade, it'll cut it.
No, it can't. You know how they round corners there, and how we do it here if we have to is with a little
like a sandpaper
Dremel looking thing with a I guess
a sander.
Yeah, you just
you go. But I'm wondering if the cutting blade when it comes down could just be curved, like straight to curve. Why not?
It doesn't. Okay, well, hold on. Just think about this, because that'll round the corners at each end, but it's not gonna.
No, one side. Why wouldn't it?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, Eric is great, and Action Engineer.
If anybody can think of a way to make it work, it's Action Engineering.
That's true. Good point. Dylan, give me one sentence to describe Monarch Inc.
does exactly what I think it should do.
Yeah, that's close. That's not exactly what you normally say, but it works.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And what I mean by that stupid ass statement is that when you buy something, when you invest time and money into it, you want it to do exactly what it says it's going to do and not compromise on certain things. So when I know that my team is going to go out and mix an ink, it's going to be right, and it's going to be opaque, and it's going to be soft, and it's going to do exactly what you fucking want it to do. Mm-hmm. So that's why when I say Monarch inks do exactly what they say they're going to do, it's because that's what it is. It's doing exactly what I want it to do without compromise. So
ink better, print better, be better.
Live Moss.
Monarch.
Tiny claps. Or something else.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to tell you this part. So 2 years ago, when we went to Long Beach, and then we had the other like 18-day vacay,
yes.
Mm-hmm. We on our like the last day, we went to Costa Mesa, went to this restaurant because it like came up as like the hottest new restaurant in Costa Mesa. And we're like, this is us. Like, this is our jam. We gotta try it out. Went there, loved it, and knew one day we'd make it back. And guess what? While we were in Laguna is only maybe 20 minutes from Costa Mesa. We went there 3 times. And
the server knew who you were. They were like, hey, we saw you last year. Here's a big discount. Here's like a creme brulee.
That does sound delicious. We didn't have creme brulee, but we did have an ice cream called, it was like this gelato rolled in pistachio.
That
crust.
Sounds like a cat turd and cat litter.
That's what it is.
They described it to you as something else, but what they did is they got a cat turd out of a litter box and gave it to you.
False. I don't want to defame their delicious. So the restaurant, if you live in the LA area, go to Costa Mesa and go to Trenta, Trenta. It's fabulous. And better yet, the guy who helped us day one was, we just like chatted it up, right? We got to know him. His name's Gio or Giorgiano, but he goes by Gio as his DJ name. Because why? He's not a DJ now. He was a famous DJ in like the 90s, house music. And so we went there the next night. Actually, we went 2 nights in a row, and then we had a few nights where we didn't, and then we went back last night.
And then then you hired him out to DJ at your hotel room.
We did. And here's a little bit. Here's a little bit of that. Here's some audio from that night.
You got some Gio on there?
Oh yeah, brother.
Dude, is that a picture of him?
There he is.
Looks like a serial killer.
There he is. Now, I hope that's not. Can you hear it?
Wow, it sounds really good. I couldn't assume why he's working at a fucking restaurant now.
Dylan, shut the fuck up and listen to this for a minute. Can you hear it, or is Zoom cutting it out?
All I hear is fucking. It sounds like a fork on the table.
Oh! You hear that?
Oh, he really switched it up. Did he hit Did he hit the fucking demo button on a fucking Casio?
You're not very nice, are you? This guy played all the clubs. The whole LA scene. In fact,
Turkey Club at Arby's.
The most beautiful part of his story is he went to Miami, playing a club there, sees this beautiful woman across the room, marries her.
Yeah. More like threw her in the back of his van, and she's missing.
That's not true. It's not true. And in fact, she has, I don't know what she does for a living, but she's going to something like Minneapolis.
Trying to rip duct tape off of her chair.
Shut the fuck up. Let me listen to this story for a second.
Go ahead. Yeah.
She's going to Minneapolis. This is a fascinating story. She's going to Minneapolis, maybe like in a week or two. And then she's going to St. Louis. And Gio's invited to come here. And I told him I'd take care of him.
Okay.
So maybe when you...
Because he's homeless.
None of this is true. Like, you're making up. Why won't you just let me bask in the glory of meeting like this
world famous Gio?
Okay, next. We're moving on. So,
Succeeded.
Yeah. Can you stretch? Because I'm getting.
You know, we
ready to
haven't done it in a
introduce-
while. Oh yeah.
You know what you're supposed to do? Go like this. Give yourself like a double chin. Push that chin back.
You like this?
Go. Because right now,
What are you doing? What kind of stretches are you doing?
well, I typically sit like a little bit forward with my like leaning forward. With my
You do
neck.
these stretches? I feel like you're doing.
So I went to the chiropractor and he said, "Here's what we got to do: 50 times a day." See that?
Yeah. Gosh, I feel like you have a special chiropractor.
He turned the lights off and it was, I don't know. I thought it felt good.
Okay.
Anyway, you ready? Did you
Yeah.
get stretched? Okay, because I've got.
I'm afraid now. I'm afraid to have to go to a chiropractor and have him make me do things.
You're in a mood today, aren't you?
Oh God, yes.
Today we've got Cool Carl with 2 L's.
Josh Hooper.
Carll. And he is from Sunday Cool out of Florida. His videos have millions of views and are all created for the benefit of youth ministries across the globe. Go check them out. They're hilarious. And some of them are, I guess, a little more serious. Some of them, though, are crazy hilarious. Like he does spoofs. Like he did did you see the Snatch one? The spoof?
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
I've seen
and
a
then
lot.
he had one that did you see the Authority water by chance? One?
I can't remember.
So it's like a water, it's like he has like a bottle of water and it just says Authority water. And it's like if your kids aren't listening to you, you just drink this and then I don't know, his videos are great. You've got to see it.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Mhm.
You're thinking, well, okay, like why are we talking to him? Well, they print t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they print t-shirts for, I think, faith-based stuff.
Very niche driven.
Did I get that right?
Sure.
It's proved like you're not going to shit on it?
No.
Okay.
Why would I? I'm not that kind of guy.
No, you're very supportive. Like, here's the thing. Like, I think you look great. I love that hat. It's great color
Thanks.
on you. I love the
Thanks.
camo.
Right.
You look like you've got some sleep, like way more than me.
I did get some sleep last night.
I'm going to take a little sippy sip.
Oh, a little
and then
sippers?
We're going to go. Then we're going to go.
Okay.
Joshy, Dilly, and Andy.
I like it.
As a ring.
Look, he's outside.
Yo,
Yo,
what up?
look at this beautiful weather you're in.
Good old sunny Florida.
Yeah, I wish I could do that here. But I would
Well,
be
you're
dead.
gonna next week. In fact, you're going to be in Florida. How close is Orlando to where was it you're from in Florida?
We are in Tavares, which is like 40 minutes north of Orlando.
So he's more northern. So he's colder than Orlando.
Yeah, we're like the northerners.
Right.
How's it
What's
going,
going-
guys?
Good. How's it going with you?
Good, very good.
Is that a lake behind you? Is the water?
It is. Yeah, I'm at my parents' house right now,
Oh,
doing a little din.
nice. And we're
I'm gonna flip it
interrupting.
actually this way. No, not at all.
Are you going to eat while we talk? That would be awesome.
I could.
Is it boiled hot dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So
Dope.
the funny thing is he's wearing like a thick hoodie or a Carhartt, and I would be in like t-shirt and shorts.
Well, it is 55 degrees right now, so it's like our this is our winter.
Yeah, that's not too warm. So
It's not bad.
like-
I'd
it's
take it
like
right now, though.
It's like 10 here. So
Where are you guys at?
I'm in upstate New York, and Andy's in St.
Okay.
Louis.
I've been in
Dang.
St. Louis for about 3 hours because I just came from California where it was way, way nicer. So I haven't adjusted yet.
Nice. What part of upstate New York?
The closest thing I can ever tell anybody is Cornell University or like Syracuse or something like that.
Okay, my mom is from do you know Skinny Atlas?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from there. So
The lake.
Yeah. The Finger Lakes or whatever. Yeah. That's
cool.
me, Ma.
And she moved to Florida, or?
She did move to Florida when she was in like middle school, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she didn't get the full life experience up here with the wonderful cold.
She got enough of it to never want to
like,
go back.
This.
So
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? How's work?
It's great. Yeah. Super dope.
A while ago, I don't know how long ago now, probably maybe a year, 2 years ago, my good buddy Chris Tanner told me to check you guys out.
Nice.
And
yeah.
then I called him. I called him a little while ago, and he was watching football, and his child was screaming. So I said, "Hey, man, I'm going to let you go and talk to Josh." So
yeah. Chris is a old buddy. We go back probably, man, I don't even know, like probably 15 years or so.
Yeah, he said working, I guess it was at your dad's shop, was his first introduction to the screen printing world.
Yeah. Back in the day when my dad owned another screen printing company and then sold it and transitioned into Sunday Cool.
Yeah. Can you tell us how that whole thing started? Like how you got involved and everything?
Yeah. So my daddy owns it.
End of story.
End of story. So I got a job. No. Yeah. So he's been doing screen printing. He started, it was called Youth Stuff. He started that in 1996.
Dang.
So I was 5 years old, 6, 5, 4, 5.
Around there.
5. Yeah. Around there. And so I always grew up around screen printing and stuff. And I think it was like 10 when I started like working at the shop being the catcher. And I did that pretty much every summer. And then do what? Yeah, oh yeah. There's a time, here's my brother's over here. He's the one that actually knows everything about screen printing. But you guys should probably interview him. But
well, he can jump in here too, but it seems like I guess your role is marketing.
It is,
is my guess.
Yeah, so that's what it transitioned to. So long story short, my dad sold you stuff like a year out of me being out of high school. 2011, 9? 10. Yeah. So I was just finishing high school. He sold it and went off and did a whole bunch of other stuff. And then
so he sold it at a good time then, because that was like what, recession time when me and Andy both started.
Yeah. I mean, he did not make out well though. He some business stuff led to not the best of times. But me and my brother and my dad started a small contract screen printing shop, and we called it Outhouse Tees. And the catch, yeah, where shirts happen. So we are a family of puns, I guess.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Now you said that shop that you guys started was contract only?
Primarily, yeah. So my dad was still under non-compete, so he gave the business to me and my brother.
Right.
And he would basically like loop us into like these big deals of I don't know if you know Pure Flix. It's a big like Christian film industry.
Mm-hmm.
So they did like The God's Not Dead, all those kinds of movies. So that was primarily who we printed for, was these big movies. So we do runs of 15,000, 20,000 shirts or whatever. It was me, my brother, this dude named Robbie, and who works for M&R now. And so we were just kind of running this for about 2 years, 2-3 years. And then,
where was this? What, did you guys get a whole shop or anything, or was like in the garage?
Yeah, we had a little, it was probably like a 4,000 square foot shop in Mount Dora, Florida. And so we were doing that for probably 2 to 3 years. And then my dad wanted to get back into it. So he started Sunday
So
Cool.
his non-compete ended, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it ended. And so he acquired Outhouse Tees, and we've just been blowing up ever since.
Yeah.
So now we are Sunday Cool Tees.
Yeah, that's what Chris was saying. He said that he couldn't believe like how like the growth you guys have had since then. Like it's been crazy.
Yeah. It was last year. We were on the Inc. 5000 top 100 fastest growing small businesses, which is crazy. We're number 93? Where were we? 98.
Was that so, you know, growth, like fast growth is tough. I've noticed there's been a few times we grew too fast. Like if you double, for example, that's really hard to maintain sanity and everything else about your shop, because that happened to us once. I was like, wait, we can't do that again. We have to slow it down, you know? Yeah. And so did that same like kind of thing happen to you with that sort of growth?
It's continuing to grow. But it's been very, very difficult. I feel like my dad has aged probably 20 years faster than he should have. But we slowly have been putting the right people in place to keep up with the growth. It's been super hard though. It's been fun, but like very draining, and like people's positions are constantly changing within Sunday Cool just because we literally have been doubling every year. Like our first year, we did like a little over $1 million. Second year, we did 3 million, such and such and such. So like this year, we're projected for 15 plus or whatever. And this is year 5. Yeah. Yeah. We're going into our 5th year.
You guys are like ultra niche driven though. Like you're straight up doing like churches and youth groups and all that other stuff. Like, is that attributed to like the whole marketing thing with like Cool Carl and all of that, as far as like getting out there to most of those?
Yeah. So our niche is the church realm. My dad used to be a youth pastor when I was a little kid. And then the way he got involved was he started doing calendars. So he would make custom calendars for people, but he realized that people only buy calendars 1 month a year, pretty much. And so he started taking their pictures and putting them on t-shirts. And then as a youth pastor, he was like, man, it would just be way easier just to make my own t-shirts.
Right.
And so that's where youth stuff was born. And
now, how did he market that to other churches though? Like, how do you get, especially back then when it's not like social media and internet stuff, like how are you just like growing the church market?
Yeah, there's a couple of conventions a year for the like youth pastors and stuff. And so that was the main plug-in to this niche, was going to these conventions with all these youth pastors. There's one, it's called YS, which is Youth Specialties. And back in the day, I mean, it was probably like 3,000 to 5,000 youth pastors in the nation come to this convention. And so he would set up a booth. And it's a really funny story. His first year at YS, the Youth Specialties Convention, they literally had they had just started like a couple months ago, him and his buddy Chip, who was the artist at that time. But they try to show that they're capable of printing a lot of tees. So they had just a ton of empty cardboard boxes that they found in dumpsters and made them look like they're fools. And they had like maybe 10 shirts. So they just like had them like hanging over the edge. And
so it was just all those boxes of shirts.
Yeah. So like, look how many shirts we have. Like, we can do this for you. So yeah, my dad's super smart with business, like dummy smart. And I'm just really good at YouTube videos. So you're, so you start it back up. He sells the original company and then starts back up. And were you there at the initial startup of that second time around, or yeah.
And were you making videos back then, or was it doubling because of the conventions or the conferences, or was it a combination of everything?
So what happened was I was working in production doing the screen printing. No, I wasn't working the machine. My brother's the screen printing genius, but I was mainly doing like quality control and all that stuff. And I was just kind of tired of it because it's been my entire life. And so I went to my dad and I was just like, I don't want to do screen printing anymore. Like I want to do like, apply my talents otherwhere. And he suggested me just, he's like, why don't you just like make a commercial for Sunday Cool? Like do something funny. I said, like, you want me to come up with like a character? And he's like, yeah, I guess, like whatever. And so I put on a sweater. I threw on some glasses. I'm like, my name's Carl. I'm like, does that work? And he's like, yeah, sure. That's fine.
It sounds like the shittiest idea up front.
Yeah.
Like, sweater, glasses. Hey, I'm Carl. Can I do this? Can I do this job now?
Yeah. But it was Carl with 2 L's, which made us different.
Right.
But I just started making videos. And at the beginning, I was making a video as this character for each client that had a job. So we'd have like, I don't know, First Baptist of Nashville, and we'd print their job. And then I would make a video holding their shirt like, hey, we're so excited that we got to print your job. And like, I would say something funny. So I started doing that and people were like sharing it all over Facebook. And then it was going pretty good, but I told my dad, I'm like, I kind of just want to like make funny stuff that involves nothing to do with t-shirts.
Right.
And so he's like, give it a shot. And so I made a video called like really bad youth group names or something. And so like a lot of youth groups, they like abbreviate their name or whatever. So I did like, was it First United, Christ Kingdom or whatever. So like, which was a real youth group name. So like, so I did this whole video of really bad youth group names and it blew up. And then, this personality that I created, like, was like the main focus of all youth groups and stuff. And it had nothing to do with t-shirts, but every week they would show the Carl videos to the youth group, which in turn really helped Sunday Cool with sales. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it really was not it's not like this like elaborate plan to where it's like, let's create this character so we can infiltrate the youth groups. I was just like, I just want to make funny videos.
Right. It just spiraled out.
Yeah. And it in turn helped us go viral in the sense of in the church community. So yeah, that's what I do.
It's funny. That's kind of like how I got onto you, was watching, I think it was just, well, you have like a Cool Carl Instagram. That's not Sunday Cool. So I think I followed that one first. And then I was watching a bunch of those videos, but even now, like on Sunday Cools, most of them aren't necessarily about t-shirts. They're just about like, was it you and another guy? Is his name Andy?
Andy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you and Andy now are like too perfect for the, like together. Like, I feel like you guys are like,
oh yeah,
you know, but it's been great. And it's funny because it just, like you said, it just makes that niche know about you and want to work with you because they just want to like be involved with that, with Cool Carl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, the longer I've done it, the more I realize that it's like, you can almost like build a trust because there's like a face to the company, right? As opposed to just like a logo. There's like a personality and like something that people can trust. Yeah. Like a culture that's just like, yeah, of course we want you to do your business. Because like there's a face, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I think that, you know, it's like the perfect kind of marketing, because if you're marketing let's say for like Vans or something, and you just talk about the shoe, like, hey, we're Vans, check out these shoes. Well, you could do that, I suppose, right? Or you can just show somebody skating, you know, and then it happens to be that they're wearing Vans.
Exactly.
So like the way you did it is fantastic. And I don't know, did you start out and they were great, or is it something that you learned? I mean, did you have a background in video, you know, videography, and or acting or whatever, you know, or comedy too?
No, I was just a really weird kid growing up and would pretend to be other people. Some people would call that schizophrenia, but I call it marketing
genius.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I mean, in high school, I like with Snapchat and stuff, I would always do these like characters and like send it to my friends and like whatever, just like a little whatever. I don't even know. Like I would play this
You were like
German
like
guy.
a Vine kid that made all the funny vines.
Yeah, but my friends always loved it. So I'm like, I can do this for a lot of people. So I just started doing it and then just throw the Sunday Cool logo at the end and it drives in business.
Right. Now, are you guys also doubling down on the convention thing? Because it seems like being that niche, you can definitely capitalize on like doing these conventions and having a big Sunday Cool booth.
Oh yeah. Yeah. COVID has been weird with the conventions, but we just went to our first convention like 2 weeks ago. No, last week. We were in Chattanooga, Tennessee at a convention or a Baptist convention. But all I do is I literally put on a sweater and there's a line of people that just want to take a picture with me. And like, as they're waiting in line, are people that they're like the sales team or whatever, get to talk to them about their short orders and stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Is that like biting you in the ass at all? Like, are you getting like too much attention for it and not enough in the direction you want it to be? Or is it has it backfired on you at all?
Not at all. I mean, so if you want to talk about backfire, I came up with this character. His name is Brock, and he's the cousin of Carl, but he's supposed to represent like a Gen Z kid. And so,
is that the one with the reflective glasses? Yeah,
the heat wave glasses.
Okay, yeah.
But I came up with this video, which it was crazy because I'm like, I was in a Facebook group with all these youth pastors. They were talking about their kids are saying the weirdest things, like this lingo that they literally don't understand. So I said, it'd be kind of funny to make a Gen Z translation video. Mm-hmm. And so I looked it up and just to see if anyone's done it, because I hate copying people with their content. And no one had done anything of a Gen Z translation. And so I made this video and it went bonkers, like super wild. Like on YouTube right now, it's like over 3 million views. And like, it was like on the top page of Reddit for like a full day or 2 days or whatever. It just like went bananas, and which ultimately drove in more business. But then we got approached by a company to make a devotional that was a Gen Z translation devotional. And so me and Andy, and the guy who you see in a lot of videos, we spent a lot of time. We came up with this really awesome devotional, but then it got the biggest backlash from like the very conservative Christianity or whatever, of just like, you're translating the Bible, like you're saying yeet and all this stuff. Like this is sacrilegious. And but we had verses on the other page of like the actual translation, but that was a huge backlash, but ultimately drove in more business Sunday Cool, because it was like everywhere in the Christian realm of like, these guys are whatever. But
and also, I mean, if you're trying to connect with youth, I mean, they can spot, fake, like phoniness, pretty easily.
Oh, definitely.
And here you're bringing this, and it's just a way to connect somebody that maybe isn't part of the church, and all of a sudden they see that and they're like, oh, well, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, you're also geared. You're also going towards like the youth kids too, not necessarily like the 60-year-old dad and mom at church. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, my ultimate goal with the videos is to make like teenagers laugh. Right. Like that's because I just want them to see that there's such a stigma over Christianity of like, because the freaking Christian film industry has ruined Christianity in a sense of like, you can be funny and be a Christian and like have a sense of humor, and it doesn't have to be in this like weird like homeschool bubble of like, right. I'm not allowed to say darn it, So my ultimate goal is to show people that you can be funny and be a Christian. and be real. Yeah. And at the same time, I work for a t-shirt company, so you should consider ordering shirts from us.
Just whisper that at the end. You guys,
Yeah. Because that's how I get paid. Yeah.
So,
But
it's awesome because obviously it's working. Like the marketing is working. What else are you doing at Sunday Cool as I guess are in marketing now other than the videos? Because it seems like you guys put out a lot of videos, but are you doing other things that are creative for?
Yeah, I mean, for a while it was literally just me making the videos, so the writing and the filming and the editing. But since then, I now have 2 dudes on my team, or for the content team. Andy does the majority of the writing now.
He's
Andrew,
great too. Like, how did you come across him?
He was a youth pastor and he loved the Cool Carl videos. And we met him at a convention. And we offered him a job. And so he moved his whole family and life from Joplin, Missouri to Central Florida just to be a part of it. And it was the best decision ever because he's like my best friend now. And like, he's hilarious.
He is
he's
super funny. Like he's so good in all those videos. And he does that one, what is it, where he's like the church lady with like the blonde wig?
Yeah.
Those ones are amazing.
Those are super fun.
Those are the ones where I feel like you would be getting in trouble because I feel like the Karens of the church would be like, what the hell? Like,
yeah. I mean, we definitely get some comments here and there, but we end up using those comments in our next video. So yeah. So they're just supplying us with writing material.
Right. But, so you guys are mostly focused on content. I didn't know if you were doing other initiatives or anything.
Yeah. I mean, like obviously we speak into the actual marketing stuff. So like there's other aspects of like our email blast and social media. And we try to do like a yearly mail out or whatever. So this year we did like a kind of like an interactive calendar. So each month you like scan it and it's a video of Carl explaining like the deal of the month or whatever, but like we add a humor element to it. So like we definitely do more than just YouTube videos. But yeah, we're getting deeper into marketing and more like strategic marketing and stuff with our department.
Now you guys have, like you said, grown like crazy with the being in that market. Are you seeing there being a ceiling anywhere where you've kind of got a lot of that market and you need to branch out more, or are you?
We're there's definitely a ceiling to everything. Especially with this market, and we are reaching out to different markets. But I mean, we're still continuing to grow. So like we haven't fully hit that ceiling yet.
Yeah, but maybe you are where you want to be. I mean,
right. That's what I was going to say. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to just be like, dude, we've got this many autos, this many employees?
No, yeah. I mean, my dad doesn't want to keep growing. He's like, my dad said he would be content with like 4 million a year with the revenue for Sunday Cool, but we're well past that now. So it's more just keeping up with the demand. So we just hired on a new GM and she's awesome. And she has all ideas of bringing Sunday Cool to other markets and stuff like Christian schools and all this stuff. So, yeah.
And you guys are trying to stick with the Christian market, not like just like, what if somebody comes from the area that's just like a plumber and he like wants shirts? Can he?
Oh yeah, we definitely do that. I mean, our bread and butter is the Christian realm, but like we do screen printing for construction sites.
How do they find you? So like you have a shop with exposure from the street and like a retail showroom kind of thing, or?
Not really. I mean, we don't really have like a showroom. It's pretty, people walk in and like, we saw you online. Can we order shirts kind of thing? And like, yeah, that's not how we really do it, but okay. But yeah, I mean, the internet is, and it's a lot to do with the videos. Like a lot of people see the videos that me and my team have created and look us up and be like, oh, they do screen printing. Like, on a construction site. So
Well,
I need shirts.
The funny thing is too, is like, I feel like if you're doing a good job at the merch for a church, it's kind of like when you do live printing at a big event where you're at a crowd of people that are in tons of different industries. You know what I mean? Like you're doing it for a church, but in that church is like all kinds of business owners. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, they asked the church, like, where did you get the merch done? And then they get their merch done. So I feel like that would only just exponentially grow your market of printing for anybody in, you know, anything.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just got to help so much more as well. Like you're in the faces of all these people.
Definitely. I mean, because you also, like what you said, like the church is also filled with just people that have their own small businesses, and like our key piece to why we've been so successful is that we are a pretty exclusive water-based ink facility that print on super soft tees. And so like soft and soft, it's just like the boomers' dreams. Like, oh, it's so soft.
I love that you said that, because, you know, it's not just one thing. Like you can have these videos and they could be funny and really popular, but
the printing sucks.
But yeah, you order some shirts and you receive it and you're like, man, this is terrible. Like, you guys don't know what you're doing. Forget it. Like, and then all of a sudden you get bad reviews. So you have to have the whole package, really. I mean, you have to, which is really, really tough, you know? And so I think a lot of people, their questions are, and mine often is too, like, okay, so okay, fine. Like let's say you have the talent to make this video and you actually are funny and it's a good video. Okay. Well, you can publish that video on YouTube, or I guess you could put it on your website, but that doesn't mean anybody's going to even watch it. And so how did you get so that, you know, how did you distribute it and how did you make it so that people started following you? And obviously, or normally anyway, it's not just like the first video. It takes a lot of them. And so how long did it take before you had a following? And where did you publish them? Like, how did people find them?
Yeah. So it was, I created a profile on Facebook and his name was Carl Hooper, which is my last name. And there's like really like 4 really big youth ministry groups on Facebook that contain like 15,000, 20,000 youth pastors. And I would just film these really stupid videos that youth pastors love because they're primarily a really dorky group, which I love. They're so fun and they laugh at anything. And so I just started posting videos on these groups, and that's when it took off, and then made a YouTube channel and Instagram and all this stuff to back it all up. So all those people from these youth pastor groups went to our YouTube, and like the kids loved the videos, so they would go subscribe to our YouTube and our TikTok now. And so yeah, it was mainly the youth pastor groups on Facebook that really helped launch the video stuff.
People would like it, and I guess they would share it, you know, and so it got all this traction.
Yeah.
What are you finding are the best? I mean, you're a good ask for this. Doesn't really have to do anything with Cool Carl or whatever, but like, what are you finding is the best marketing now on like social media wise? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook that's working really well for you?
Facebook is trash now. Facebook's the worst. I've noticed because our typical average on the Facebook with the videos and stuff was like it was typically like maybe like 20,000, 30,000 a week or whatever, or per video or whatever. But as of late, we have not changed a single thing, and it's averaging maybe 1,500 views a video.
And that's unboosted. Like you never boost.
Yeah,
those
unboosted.
videos?
So it's a pay to play kind of thing. Instagram was awesome for a minute. So when they introduced Reels, they were pushing our stuff like crazy. But TikTok is really the bread and butter of marketing right now, in my opinion, because that's just what everyone, because I mean, Instagram's trying to keep up with TikTok now. So they're just pushing these Reels, but
it makes total sense because TikTok is younger, you know, and if that's where you're, That's your
What are
target.
you-
Yeah, like your demo.
What are you doing
Yeah.
on TikTok are you doing anything special, or are you just posting consistently, or are you using hashtags or anything, or is there a
hashtags-
method to it for you?
Hashtags are critical. The research that one of our dudes on our team has done, that like TikTok algorithm, to be ahead of everyone and to stay in front of people, it's not doable in my opinion. It's to post 3 to 4 videos a day, and that's just like, no one can do that unless you make just trash content.
Right.
And I'm pretty like, I want my content to look really good, and like
Right.
I don't want to like settle for just trash content just to stay in front of people. So every Wednesday, so we release a video every Wednesday, and it's typically like 3 minutes long or whatever. So what we've been doing is taking our 3-minute video and breaking it down
Clips.
to 2 or 3 parts, so we can post that at least 3 to 4 times a week, and just to keep that consistency going. But consistency is the key to social media,
Right.
which is draining. But
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, is if you could go back to your old videos before you were on TikTok and maybe like put those up, or like you said, break them up into like smaller chunks, because you're not posting a 3-minute video on TikTok. You're posting.
yeah,
you know.
I mean, and our content has changed too, like within the past year, because kids don't really want to watch skits so much as they want to watch just like jumpy, bum, 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 like cut, like
Right.
this like constant feeding of laughter. So we've done a lot of videos. We call them super cuts, to where there's a theme to the video, but really it's just cut up to where it's like super quick, to where there's not even like a pause, because that's like what gets people's attention.
Are you filming? Are you shooting that with just like an iPhone, or?
No, we have pretty nice equipment. I mean, we just got a Sony FX3, which is one of their newer mirrorless cinema cameras or whatever. So it shoots in 4K. And so, I mean, we shoot on pretty nice stuff, because that's just me. I just like the stuff to look nice,
Yeah.
you know?
Are you feeling, after all this time, are you still feeling motivated to do these? Or are you just like, this is my job, I just want to do them?
Yeah, I go through seasons to where I feel like pretty burnt out on keeping up with it. Especially a lot of my thing is like when the video views are like going down and stuff, I'm just like, this sucks. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But it's not even our content. It's the way these social media platforms change their algorithm constantly.
But it's just like, I feel like in the beginning you were doing it because that's what you wanted to do, and it was like something you were pumped on. And then eventually it turns into, like you said, now you've got like 2 guys under you that are like, hey, we need to put out this content. And then you've got someone doing research that's like, yeah, we got to put out 4 videos a day in order to make this relevant. You're just like, dude, like,
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I'm slowly transitioning into a bigger role within the marketing at Sunday Cool. So I'm really boosting up the team below me to kind of like continue to carry the funny content aspects, because I really want to like continue to really do research and test on different ways to market, or like strategically market stuff. Because I think
Andy's been doing his own videos. Like, you're not even in some of them.
Yeah. And I've been like really pushing him, and I'm boosting him up just because he's so funny. Like,
right.
Like, it doesn't, like, my goal is to like, it doesn't have to be my face on every video. Like I just, at the end, I mean, I have to like approve the videos, because like I'm pretty controlling of like, I feel like the video should look like this, feel like this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy, he's kind of on the same wavelength as me. So like he's been the best to work with.
I have a couple questions, but first, how I saw the one where you spoof Snatch, the movie Snatch.
Oh yeah,
like a couple times, maybe even.
Yeah.
How did you like study that accent, or does that come easy for you? Because I think you nailed it. And
he's in Florida.
Like everyone did, not just
Yeah.
you. Like all 4 guys did.
Yeah, no, I've always loved doing accents, like even as a kid. Like I said that if anyone put a recorder in my truck, they would think I'm a psychopath because I'm just constantly going over accents and stuff. But yeah, I love doing accents, and fortunately I've been blessed with being able to pull it off. So
how many sweaters do you own?
a lot. We have a whole wall in my office of sweaters.
Are
And
people sending you rad sweaters?
They used to a lot, but recently I've been trying to like pull the Carl out of videos just so I can like dive into other types of comedy or whatever.
Well, so I was going to say, I've seen a lot of videos where you're trying to do different characters, not just necessarily Carl.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I definitely got burnt out on Carl, cause I'm just like, you can only take this character so far because he's just this weird hippie country boy that wears a sweater and has a very like one type of humor. I'm like, I have more to offer in the humor level. So I'm like, I want to start introducing more characters.
I think you can totally do that though, because like I follow, do you know who Ed Bassmaster is?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love him, and he has probably, he might have more than 10 different characters, you know, and they all are actually like really different, but still so funny each one. So I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a good idea just to keep it fresh. I like it.
I agree.
Oh, go, Dylan, do you have a question? Because I have another one that's going to be way different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's a little different, but are you doing speaking events at all? Like, are you going around as Carl and doing any speaking or anything?
No, not at all. Because I am super introverted and I have like crippling stage fright. So I don't do that at all. Andy is a full-on extrovert that loves talking in front of people. So he actually does a ton of speaking events.
Well, I was going to ask because, you know, people like Johnny Cupcakes go up and they do the story. You know what I mean? He gets paid tons of money to go to these, you know, like business conferences and all this other stuff where he just talks about how he grew his business and this is how he did it. And he does the whole thing. But at the end, it's always about Johnny Cupcakes. You know what I mean? It's like my merch is out front and, you know, I have the whole spread and it gets you to know the brand. And then everyone who leaves that conference or whatever is like, I know Johnny Cupcakes now. And, you know, it just furthers the brand. So I didn't know if like you were going to do that for Sunday Cool, where you can go speak at this thing, but it sounds
I mean,
like
I would say it eventually. Like I've done like a couple of speaking engagements, but it like I feel like it ages me 5 years every time I do it. Like I end up like throwing up in a trash can before going out on stage.
I'm the same way. Like I do this.
Actually,
I do not like being on stage in front of people and like
Dylan
talking.
and I just did that actually in Long Beach.
Yeah, and it was uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah,
I did it like the first kind of leading up to it, right? Maybe the first 5 minutes that I walked up on stage, I was nervous, but once we started talking, I don't even think about it and it's fine.
Yeah.
But afterwards, like crash. Like I need to be by myself, basically.
Well, the funny thing is we can sit, the three of us right now could sit here and talk and we can have a conversation, but we all know in the back of our minds, like this is still going to be edited and it's going to be put together nicely and all this other stuff. It's like, if this was live, I would probably try to be a step ahead of myself thinking of what I'm going to say so I don't sound like an asshole.
Yeah, but still, like a couple thousand people are going to listen to it, and it's out there forever.
Yeah, like I don't care about that though. Yeah. They're not sitting right here being like, ooh, like they're, you know, they're in their underwear at their house.
So speaking of editing, can I go pee real quick?
Yeah. Take a break.
That's the reason I stood up.
Intermission.
So,
take us with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is kind of an off question from what we were talking about, but real quick, how do you guys deal with like air conditioning there at the shop? Do you guys have it? Is it fully AC or is it just doors open?
No. We just got an AC installed in our shop this year, right?
Yeah, this year.
Yeah. So, but like with this dryers running, I mean, it gets dummy hot in there. And the
125.
Yeah. So my brother just said like in the summer we hit 125.
So plastic's all gelling?
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
says.
Well,
he
you're
uses
doing water-based. Yeah.
So kind of
even-
back to the production part, you said you were doubling. So are you still in the original building, or when you were doubling and you had to add, like team and also equipment, did you have to move a few times? I mean, how do you pull that off?
Yeah, so we were in the original outhouse warehouse, which was 4,000 square feet, but we bought a shop down the road and fully renovated it, and it was 10,000 square feet with office and warehouse. And we built another warehouse to host is it a 6-color?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6-color, and then a 2 single press. And so we had that in our other warehouse.
We got 2 pre-runs.
2 pre-runners.
Dude, bring
My
your brother
brother's-
in on this. He's just like
I know.
off on the side.
Here, come.
Oh, and now he's gone.
All right.
You guys didn't have to leave.
I don't know what happened. Is this working? There we go.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, my brother.
look at
he
this.
can answer. He can answer all the
technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as we kind of know what it's like to grow. We've been growing for, I guess, 10 years. At this point, though, we're sort of maxed out unless we would have to add a second shift, or we'd have to come in on weekends and things like that, which nobody really likes doing. And so I'm sure growing at that pace, you probably had to do some of those long days and Saturdays and Sundays and things like that. But how is it, how did you manage along the way to add to your team so fast and train people? Or did you contract out some work because it just came too fast? I mean, how'd you do it?
Yeah. So a lot of our so it was really hard because Central Florida is huge, for screen printing. It's one of the biggest, but we're, just north of Central, like Orlando and stuff. And so a lot of our employees, we'd get them in young. They've never seen a screen print press. They've never seen anything like it. And so we had to train up a ton of people. And so a lot of it was just aggressive training. And we did do second shift, stuff like that. We tried contract printing, all that kind of stuff. And contract printing is so hard to outsource and find somebody that maintained quality of the turnaround,
Especially with water-based printing.
Yeah. And so they're all used to Plastol. And so I went into, there's one dude that was not far from us and he was awesome, willing to learn how to do water-based, but I had to literally bring him, a 5-gallon of white discharge, and just teach him how to do it, the formulas, how do you coat your screens, all that kind of stuff. And he saved us on a few jobs, but most of it was just training people and just working really long shifts. And, so most of it, we invested mostly in equipment,
automation.
That's how just automation. That was the only thing we could do that made sense because, to hire on, to bring people in that had experience with that, was just impossible to find that.
Yeah, you couldn't find it.
And and so most of it was in equipment and then just us heavily training people. So,
Do you have a training method now, or do you have structure to that? Or is it more just put them on press with somebody else and that person trains them as they go?
Yeah, we did it first. So it really started okay, you start in reclaim, learn,
right,
what a screen is, to start. And then we'd move you to catching, we'd move you to the press, stuff like that. So, but honestly, we don't really have much of a written out method. There should be more SOPs around it, but I mean, honestly, it is just when you find that talent, oh, this dude's got a knack for it,
right.
you put them on press and, they're going to start unloading stuff like that. And then
and who looks out for that? Who discovers that talent then? Is that you, are you on the production floor that you can recognize and say, okay, wait a second, this person, this guy or this girl, they have a knack for it, just like you said. And because I do the same thing. If I ever see that and I want to get them off of that entry level position and then promote them with compensation, obviously adjustment too, and get them into a spot where they're going to actually succeed and help us even more, because it happens all the time here anyway, because they start off in that spot because you have no idea when you interview somebody if they're really gonna, even if they're here for a trial, you just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But I was for sure. I was like heavily involved on the floor, like ran the floor, receiving, shipping, everything in between. But I've not as much anymore. Like it's gotten to a point, I think Josh kind of spoke into like how big Sunday Cool's growing, So like, even though we grew up in a shop and like I am passionate about screen printing, like it's gone beyond me, and but
so what are you focused on now then?
Mine's like new technology. So like we have we just got a huge like HB latex printer, so we're doing stickers in-house now. I just had roll in last week a epilogue laser engraver, so we're doing leather patches, stuff like that. So that's like R&D is basically what I do now, which is, it's pretty, I mean, I love it. Like,
who did you find to do your role? Like, did you find somebody within your company or did you bring somebody from outside?
Yeah. So it was actually one of the dudes. His name's Tyler, but I brought him up. He started in Reclaim. I used to work at a little craft beer bar, but so he worked with me and stuff, and he got let go and needed a job. So I brought him up, like screen printing, taught him everything, but he just had a knack for like technical managing people, but also just like got hands on and really learned screen printing, like all that. And so he kind of grew up in it. I'm going back and forth, but we had supervisors that we trained up that, to answer your original question, like they're the ones that kind of identify that now. So we have some guys that are hands-on that work it every day, and they're the ones that like, hey, like this dude's got a knack for it. Like really gets it, really understands what they're doing. Like they understand it. And so
with your guys' growth, what are you looking at as far as print like technology? Are you just buying more autos and more dryers, or are you looking at like newer style autos or different manufacturers, or are you looking into the digital area at all as far as like hybrid printing or anything like that?
Yeah. So I guess I'm kind of a purist sometimes. Like I get a little bit old school with like, I don't know how I feel about like DTG and stuff like that.
Right.
But like that technology is advancing so much, right? I see a benefit for that. Like there's a time and a place for technology to like help us out.
Right.
And so we haven't invested heavily into automation as far as like DTG or like digital squeegee or anything like that, but it's coming very soon for us. Which we haven't yet, but it's
most
it's
of
coming.
most of the graphics though that I saw you guys were printing weren't multicolor.
Right. And that's, but we do get into, Vacation Bible School, like BBS and stuff.
We do that stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like stupidly like crazy colors, And so I think there is like a place for digital squeegee with us that I'm really intrigued by, because, you can lay down a base and just do like name drops, so we can print the same exact image, but there's just like name drop in it. So like
whenever somebody comes to us for a VBS, we usually knock it down to one color. It just tends to be because like you said, there's just so many colors. And so we're like, look, well, it can cost this much, or we can do it for this. Yeah.
Which, I mean, normally our art team, which we have, how many artists do we have?
I think we have 6.
Yeah. We have 6 in-house artists now. So they come up with like templates every year. So they take the like crazy like BBS and knock it down to like 4 or 5 colors, whatever it is.
That's something I was going to ask you is being in such a niche market and seeing trends and seeing all this stuff. Do you guys make basically design templates for people where they can come in and be like, I want a 1B and put my church name on it?
Yeah. So we do like a three types of art. So we do our own in-house templates. We do customer supplied art. And then we do just completely custom art that you fashion. Like I want a lion eating a snake that's on fire. That's also surfing.
It seems like that would be a standard template at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I think it should be.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like we do a lot of like construction stuff too. And I feel like you see the same stuff over and over again where it's like, dude, all right, I get it. The peaks of some houses with your company name and a crossing hammers and like the phone number. It's like, can I just sell that to you and just put your font on there and be done with it? Because so you guys have to do a lot of that then. Is that like all something that you guys offer like on your website, or is it something that Okay.
So, and what sucks is that everyone thinks that they're an artist, especially when ordering t-shirts. So it gets weird and complicated for artists, but it's a pretty cool service that we provide for
now, are you guys charging for art, or is that something that's kind of included for you guys?
Yeah, we do an hourly charge for custom art and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then we do a fee for template design and stuff. So
template and customer supplied art. We do like just a base chart, for separations and all that kind of stuff. Like if we have to tweak it, we'll do that.
So you mentioned when you were kids, or Joshy, you mainly did when you were a kid, like you loved or you liked it pulling a squeegee, or you actually caught shirts or whatever you did when you were 10. Did you think it was cool then?
Josh hated it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I liked it. I was forced.
That was my question. So like, did your dad, first of all, did he pay you for that, or was it just like, hey, this is your chores?
It depended on the year.
Yeah. There's one year my uncle was running operations, and he's like, "I'll pay you at the end of the summer," and me and Taylor never got paid. So,
well, I used to pay my kid in like a video game or something. Like he would work, like all weekend or whatever, and then we'd go and buy a new game or something like that. But
you got paid with food and a place to sleep.
Right, exactly.
Raw eggs, Napoleon.
Yeah.
And so like so you're saying like you didn't think it was cool when you were young, and like at what point did you come back to it and you're like, hey, you know what, I really do like this, it's pretty rad, like this is something I could do.
He's not there yet,
and I'm still not there. Taylor's there. I think it's cool screen printing, just because I think it's just like when you grow up, it's like when you live in your own hometown, and it's like, I just want to go do other stuff because you get so sick of your hometown. But when you leave your hometown, when you come back, it's just like, I love my hometown kind of thing.
I've done that exact thing. Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah. So that's kind of like me with screen printing, is like, I grew up with it literally my entire life. So I'm like, I hate screen printing. This is stupid. But like when I remove myself from it and go back, it's just like, I know it, you know
screen printing. You just don't love the actual physical act of screen printing.
Yeah. I like making up British accents and filming myself.
Well, it's kind of funny. Like it worked out, obviously. Like your brother's really good at the screen printing and you're fucking really good at marketing. So like it obviously worked out for you to be like, Dad, I don't want to do this. Can I do something else? And then like, I feel like your part of that kind of blew up the screen printing. You know what I mean? It's not like you just like slightly assisted.
Yeah. And I really do thank my dad though for quote unquote forcing us to do screen printing as kids, because it did teach us like really good work ethics, and like it was a trade, business and a trade that like not a lot of kids get to grow up with.
Right.
100%.
So that's cool.
You said your dad is like a business whiz. Is like he teaching you guys a lot of that stuff to where when he wants to not do it anymore, you can kind of take over, or how's that going to work?
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. So me and my brother, and we have a little sister. It's like my dad is this like epitome of just like, or like all inclusive, like just a real good businessman that works hard. And it's like each one of us kids has like an aspect of him. So like I'm really good at like the creative, like marketing side. Taylor's really good at like operations, but entrepreneurship. And my little sister's just like the most strategic person ever. So like we all learned aspects of business through him, but none of us possess all of who my dad is. So we all gonna have to work together or we're screwed.
Does it work out that the middle child is the clown, like the class clown type? Is that
I think
how it's
so.
supposed to go?
Yeah,
Obviously.
we're the most neglected. So
Do you guys all have to have long hair?
yeah, it's part of our cult. So
It'd be better if your sister had like a shaved head.
yeah,
The pixie cut.
she's just wearing a robe in the background.
Right. So
Yeah.
this is a question for each of you. Where do you guys see things going in the future as far as like your videos and Carl and all this stuff? And then where do you see production going? Because we said there was a ceiling, or you want to finally get to a spot where you're like, all right, enough is enough. We got enough building. We got enough presses. We got enough employees. Where do you guys see things going in the next like 5 years?
Yeah, from the video side, I could see, I mean, it's kind of been in the works of my department kind of eventually branching off and becoming its own LLC for like a video production housing site. So my department right now, we make like video curriculum for like some kids ministry stuff. And we get like paid gigs where we get like a couple months ago, we flew out to Colorado for a youth ministry event and like filmed 4 videos and got paid for that. So like I eventually see my side of stuff turning into its own like video production for the church market.
Yeah, that'd be
because that's what I'm passionate about and good at. So yeah, that's for me. For Taylor, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think operations, it's like constantly just like, how do I keep up with this? You know, like we're growing so fast, but I mean, for me, I'm super fortunate now where I've kind of stepped into this role of like, all right, like operations going, you know, the day to day, but for operations, it's just like, what's next? Like, how can we be experimental? Like, what does the industry want? Like, what do they like not know they want, you know? And so like, that's been fun for me, is to like, yeah, just new technology and like experimenting. Like I get to experiment like all day and I love it. And so I think that's what's next for us, or at least for me, is like, yeah, just playing with stuff and then figuring out how to put it in operationally. Like, how do we maintain that GP, you know, like, oh yeah, we can do all this cool shit, but like, can we like maintain GP on it, you know? And so like, that's the fun part for me. So I think that's what's next, you know, for us, is just new technology and expanding to, you know, the West Coast, like potentially setting up a shop in like Texas or something like that.
That's a good,
you know,
that's a good question. Is, you know, is that hurting you at all with being in that market, with having, I'm sure you have a lot of churches that want to work with you guys that are all over the US. Is that a hindrance on some people that have churches in like, you know, Washington or California or whatever? Like, would it be better to have a branch over there?
You can hire me. If you want to open one in Laguna Beach, you can hire me and I'll run that one.
Right on.
My new favorite part of the world.
Yeah, we're FedEx's like we're one of FedEx's favorite customers because we do like same day or next day shipping to California. So we do a lot of that.
I was gonna say, like, a lot of it wasn't it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Well, one of our things at Sunday Cool is we do a 72-hour turnaround. So after your art is approved, we print and ship within 72 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Youth pastors are notorious for ordering their stuff last minute. So as an example, my wife, she's one of the sales heads at Sunday Cool. She had a camp that's in Tampa, so it's easier, but she called on Wednesday afternoons, like, hey, I need this, and this by Friday at 3.
Yeah, she knew like 200 shirts.
And so
do you stock? I guess you stock a lot of inventory,
yeah.
like blank shirts
We
or
have
something, or
we have a huge inventory. Like
We just got a new warehouse for just a house inventory. So
yeah, we just leased a 8,000 square foot warehouse for.
I guess the advantage they
inventory.
have is that you know what color shirt it's going on, because if you have these
Yeah.
stock designs, you're like, okay, well, look, it's going to go on this, or this, and you can just
Right.
inventory that. Whereas it's not as custom, with like I am.
yeah,
Was that your dad's idea to be like, all right, we're going to do a 72-hour turnaround?
that's been his get go from day one, is like, what's going to set us apart. And back in the day, it was a 72-hour turnaround. And there's now 50 other Christian industry screen printers. So what's going to set us apart again, and that is water-based printing on our own garment. And so that plus the 72-hour turnaround is what has set us apart.
For us at like inventory stuff, it just like guarantees that like we can maintain that because we buy in bulk everything, and
That makes sense more because if you're telling me like the shirts are already there, so you're not waiting on receiving any shirts.
Right.
A lot of the art and the graphics
Which is half the battle nowadays.
That's half the battle, and then I guess the graphics, getting it approved, it's already. They're choosing a design, and all you're doing is maybe proofing the name drop.
Well, not always, but yeah.
Not always, but
Yeah.
And then you ship within 72 hours. I guess that's on them if they want it overnighted or 2-day or ground.
Correct.
Or whatever.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like opening up a West Coast shop for us, like, because we'll ship it in 72 hours, but how long does it take FedEx or UPS or
a
USPS
5-day ship
to get
to
it there?
California?
Yeah, and so that's probably our next step, is just like going out West Coast, because then it's like, all right, so we're 1 or 2 day from Florida, or we can go West Coast, then we're 1 or 2 day ship, because like Josh said, like youth pastors are notorious for being like procrastinators, and like I need it like this weekend, dude. Like I messed up, didn't place my order. Like,
now be honest, how often does that not happen? Where they're like, I need it for an event we have at church this weekend, and it doesn't show up.
Oh, dude, like our schedule is based on, we have like when it sort of has to go, and then we like live on like must-have dates.
Yeah.
So like this church, like we have no buffer date. Like they have to have it on this date, or like they will not come back.
Now, do you guys, I feel like with that 72-hour thing, and like, they need it for a thing like that weekend, do you automatically have like a business buffer day where your must-have date is actually the day before it actually has to ship out, just so you have that 24-hour buffer?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, you're always gonna mess something up in production.
Right.
And
I'm not trying to put on you guys. Like, we're both definitely guilty of like shit happens, and like it doesn't get there sometimes, and it's just kind of like most of the time it's you ship it out on time, and then UPS or whatever has a weather delay, and then you're just screwed. But the customer doesn't care about the UPS thing. It's on you. They look at you and like it didn't show up.
No, for sure. And that's, I mean, COVID really screwed us with that. With like, I'm not gonna sit here and call out FedEx, but like FedEx really screwed us over, with like hitting those must-have dates. And this is who we are as a company, is like we make it right for customers. And so if FedEx wasn't going to get there on time, and we shipped it on time, like we did everything correct, like we still would like reprint that job and like next day just to make sure they had it on time, and so they would get double the shirts.
That's huge, because that's expensive, obviously.
Yeah, it's hugely expensive, but it's also
you get a customer for life too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's like you spend that money in the moment, but then it comes back to you twofold.
So I've had I talked to Dylan about this a minute when we were chatting before we came on, and this happened to me this week, and I'm just curious if it like this is happening to your shop and also your shop, Dylan, because we have to hire somebody. So I had somebody put in 2 weeks in quality control, And I mean, I guess that's a good time of year to do it because we're getting ready to ramp up and get busy. So I got to figure this out now. And so the past few times that I did a job post, I did it on Facebook. And so I thought it was really great because you can create this job post. You can kind of manage the job within it. And then also you can boost it and it reaches a lot of people. I put on there what I thought was really good because so this is an entry-level job. It's quality control. I listed the responsibilities and then I listed the compensation package. And so here in Missouri, I listed that it was for $15 an hour, full benefits, which include health, vision, dental. Also includes PTO and 6 paid holidays. Entry-level position. So like you don't have to have any experience. Sort of like what you guys talked about earlier. You come in here and we're going to cover training for you.
Yeah.
And Missouri minimum wage, I don't know if I mentioned, is $11.15. So it's well above minimum wage.
And you want to go to California?
I posted this in what is it in Florida minimum?
What is it at? Like,
You have any
I think
idea?
it's like 8 something.
no,
What's it
it's
in New
Good
York?
that you guys don't know.
It is good because that means you pay well above, and we always
Right.
do too. Basically, we were paying double minimum wage for the longest time, and they've raised it recently a lot.
Yeah, it went up crazy lately.
But I posted that, and then I had some backlash because I had some people that, first of all, I got like 60 applications, which is great. But I had some backlash. I had a few comments that would say, "Okay, McDonald's wage," and so we're kind of all of a sudden there now, and I'm like, "Oh shit," like what? I don't want to come off as a company that isn't fair, it doesn't pay a fair wage. And so I commented on there and I got like 50 something likes on my comment, but there's still these people out there that are like, wait a second, you're telling me that you're hiring somebody and they're going to work at your company as a quality control tech. Yet you're only paying them 15. This is no good. That's a crummy wage or something. And so
my favorite part of this whole story is Andy texts me when I'm like in bed watching TV and he says, check my Facebook. I just threw a haymaker on somebody. I was like, okay.
I read, my initial thing was like, here's my comment. I'm just going to come, I'm just going to, how you are. Sometimes your instinct is to say something and you're like, wait a second. I don't want to say anything like that. And so, because it's our company's, it's not my personal Facebook. I don't ever comment personally, but this is our company's Facebook. And I want to come across as this company that cares. And at the very bottom, I finished it by saying, I always try to give more than I get in return with my team, with our customers, and in my personal relationships. And I think that kind of struck a chord and that meant a lot because I actually, I'm sincere when I say that. Like, I really do want to I want my team when somebody's working here, I want them to feel like that, I'm getting compensated, not just fairly, but maybe a little bit too good. I want it to be in their favor because I just do. That's just how I am. Same thing with customers and same thing with personal relationships. However, I didn't expect the $15 an hour deal with.
I don't know why you didn't expect that. It's fucking Facebook. Like, there's always a dude.
They had health insurance.
I was gonna say,
there's always a dude who's just gonna say something to say something.
Dude, we've posted, like, there was a time and a place, like, because we are growing so rapidly, like. So yeah, like our mantra is like training people, stuff like that. But there was a point where it's like, I need an experienced screen printer because I'm dying here, like I can only train so fast.
You need someone to come in tomorrow that can just run this thing.
Yeah. Just like
out of the gate.
Can you load a shirt straight? Like, cool, you're hired. And so we posted something on a screen printer forum or something and we got torn up. Like, just like, oh, really? Like, you're going to pay them like 16, 18, whatever it was we posted it for back then. And they just tore us up. Like, and we're like, all right, we'll take it down. Like, but like, Yeah.
The best part is that dude who says
winning.
the dude who says stuff is probably like pantsless on his couch watching SpongeBob, eating Cheetos, like living off the government. And he's like, I ain't getting off my couch for less than 20. And it's like, dude, screw that guy.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I think the second thing too is like this generation, it's like they don't value the trade that they learn either. It's just like, yeah, you can work at McDonald's for $15 an hour, or you can work at a screen printing shop for $15 an hour, but you're going to actually learn a trade to where you can apply that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not even like, it's also that, but it's also like, I mean, I've watched both your guys' shops, like screen printing and stuff. And like, it's like to be a part of a growing company. It's like, why would I not like want to like go down to like, 16, 17, 18 bucks an hour and like be a part of a growing company that like
exactly
is going to take care of me. Like,
because like you just said, most of the time you're promoting, somebody's really good and they have a knack for it. And next thing you know, they're running a press or they're a press tech and they're getting way more than 15. But how are you supposed to just hire people in that you've never met that don't have any experience for like $50K a year and cross your fingers? I mean, it's really tough, right?
Especially in a job where if you do hire a new person, it takes them probably a year and a half to get like fully trained in that position where you're comfortable letting them just like do whatever they're going to do. Yeah. And you're like, okay, cool. I have to invest at least like 60 grand into you to like hope it works out.
Yeah. And you're going to screw a lot of stuff up. And like, that's yeah. But I'm kind of curious. Like, so you hire people in for quality control right off the bat and train them up for that?
Oh yeah. I think, didn't you say your entry level was reclaim? Like that's the first spot you started.
That was our, like a little bit. We changed it up a little bit, but I was just curious that philosophy or concept.
So I have in production anyway, if you're going to be on press, ultimately you're going to be printing, let's say, no, the first spot is like a press assistant or a press tech, you could call them.
Right.
And the press assistant, they're just assisting the press operator. So they're learning how to load ink in or load, tear down, squeegee flood bars, put squeegee flood bars in, offload shirts. And so they kind of just do that. They're around all that stuff for months and months. And then if they do have a knack for it, then of course we say, okay, hey, why don't you set up this one color? I mean, and it's not, and sometimes it's when the press op is there and we're just a little slower and then they can just, switch it up and try it out. Other times it's when we're like, oh crap, like a couple people are out or on vacay and like, we don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Try setting out this one color and let's, go for it. But that's different than a quality control, which are at the end of the dryer and they train in, and that's just it. Like this this job posting sort of described it too, is that the quality control, I've always found that somebody at quality control, they see a lot of what happens every single day. They see the prints, they see the mistakes, they see the successes, and they have all of a sudden they're very good at maybe shipping and receiving. And so when there's downtime or when there's a press, maybe that's, we're waiting for an hour or whatever, they can go check in a job. And that's like sort of like the next step up, and they can help with, shipping and receiving. I also, the most recent quality control that we hired was about maybe 2-3 months ago. And she loves, all of a sudden it turns out she loves embroidery. She's going to go over to embroidery here in about maybe the next 3 to 4 weeks. And I already know, I'm confident that I can put her over there and she's going to succeed because she's done such a killer job at the dryer. You already know that they're responsible, they're on time, they're not like toxic to the culture or anything. And they're like, oh wait, she's going to work out great in embroidery and that's where she wants to be. And so I'm going to put her there. But so I think
for sure
for us, quality control is a good entry level position because you can discover so much about that person and how much they want to, they want to be here.
For sure. Yeah. That's what, scares me the most. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go
ahead. It scares me the most sometimes because we've started going towards that, just like let's start them out as a catcher and stuff like that. But we've and that's where we're having a hard time implementing training and stuff like that because they're also the last defense before it goes in a box, you know, and out to the customer. And so that's where it is really hard because you know, if they don't know like what we're looking for and they box it up and then send it out, it's like we're screwed. You know,
do you have
like,
two presses or more feeding a dryer? So in other words, at the end of the dryer, are there more than one QC team members?
Yeah. So we have 2 presses per dryer. Yeah.
But at the end of the dryer, do you have 2 people laying out or one person?
Yeah, we have 2. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have it. So there's a quality control manager, and he sort of manages the quality control people. And so when they're training in, I think that maybe for the first, some people it's only like a week or 2, and they just get it, you know, and they're good at it, and they understand that, wait a second, you know, I need to make sure that these shirts look good. Other people maybe need more, like 30 days. And so then I have this certification thing that after 30 days, we do this this test to make sure that, you know your stuff. And then when they do, and the incentive to pass that certification is a raise. And so that's how we do it anyway, because you're right. You know, they're the last line of defense. They're the last eyes that see that shirt before they put it in the box, pack it, and goes to the customer. And every once in a while, it still slips through. I mean, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but every once in a while, we're like, oh, wow, I can't believe that you put that in a box. Like, this is crazy. The customer will send us a picture, and it's like, how did that happen? But most of the time, it works.
I want to step back real quick. You guys were talking about how you're warehousing blanks. Are there specific blanks that you guys prefer and use all the time? Are there ones that you stay away from, especially now with shortages? Or you're like, let's like triple the amount of ordering for this so that we make sure that we have them in house?
Yeah, and whatever. It's not really a trade secret, but like, so we warehouse toll tags. So we have, how many colors do we have now? I should know this. But
10 or so.
Yeah, we have like 10 colors of theirs, like all the O202s that we warehouse. And that's it. That's all we warehouse.
Which is getting ready to be SNS, right?
No, it's
SNS now.
Yeah.
Oh, it happened. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it happened.
My favorite shirt of all time was the ELO, which merged into Tulsa. You couldn't stand it? Well, my thing is,
I hated it.
My thing is, I love it because it fits my fucking weird body. Like, it's like a little bit longer, and the sleeves are a little bit longer, but it has a tight neck. So, like, my personal shirt that I own, like, I probably have like 2 drawers full of the same color of that tee because it fits me.
Yeah, I hate. Well, I shouldn't say I hate. Our customers don't listen to this, but like, I don't like O202s at all. Like, personally wearing them, but like, all I wear is comfort colors. That's all I wear. But yeah, so O202s work tremendous for us, and our customer base like loves them, and that's what we warehouse that. But with honestly, with the merger, SNS kind of called us out on it, like, because we had an agreement with TSC where they inventoried a lot of this for us in Georgia. And when they merged, they basically said, like, hey, you guys have a lot of inventory here. Do you want it or not? Because if not, we're going to release it to the public. And
you had them housing it for you.
Yeah. We had some in-house, because what we do is they're all pull tags. And so we pull tags, private label it with Sunday Cool.
Oh, so you're private labeling everything?
Everything. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Our inventoried line, stuff that like customers want, like special shipped in. We don't private label that.
How are you private labeling them? Are you screen printing it or transferring or pad printing?
We pad press. Yeah. So
you have a couple people just pad printing tags.
Yeah. Yeah. We have 3 pad pressers that just pad press all day.
I just saw at Long Beach a pad press that I'm probably going to buy this week. And it just works so great. Ink Cup, it was called.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that one?
We have 3 of those. That's what we have.
So do you have, my only concern is that, and I don't know how much fleece printing you do, is that there's I don't think it looks quite as good on fleece. And then second,
It doesn't.
It doesn't. And then second, what about hoodies? Because the one I looked at, you couldn't really get that hood around.
Yeah, we private label is t-shirts. We don't do hoodies or sweaters or anything.
How do you do those? You just leave it?
Yeah, we just leave those as is. I
You're just talking about
we
your
call
stock
it
stuff.
Yeah, just stock. Like, so we do inventory, hoodies as well, but t-shirts is the only thing we private label and really push as our own private label. So
are you feeling like the private labeling is helping you branding wise, or is it just something?
Absolutely. No, it's huge.
Yeah,
to us.
it's definitely, because it's our signature line, and we'll have customers that like will have a Sunday Cool shirt with a private label, and they're like, we tried to use our local vendor and they sent us this Toltec shirt and we hate it, but we love the Sunday Cool shirt, and it's
the exact same shirt.
Same. Yeah, it's the same shirt.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, but it's
so there's power in the name.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with a lot of people. Like, I mean, they do make them and it's whatever, but like, it's probably this very similar to something else. Is like, if you go to buy like a Carhartt, you know what I mean? There's all these customers that are like, I have to have Carhartt, and they spend like all this money on it when in reality, it's probably very similar to, you know, something else, but they're willing to pay like way more money just because it has the Carhartt logo on it.
Exactly. Yeah. Branding power. Man.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I love this. What we're getting right now. It looks like you guys are like, you know, you got the fire on your face.
Oh yeah.
That's it. This is the cult of Sunday Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You're just going to fully pull your hood over in a minute.
Yeah. Start chanting. You guys will join. Just wait for it.
Yeah, we will. Let me just, there we go. So I guess, do you guys see any trends in your market like that are going up or going down right now? Like we're all over the place, but for a while, bands and stuff, it was always like left, chest, and back. For the church industry, are you seeing anything constant now, or is it?
We're fortunate because the church market, one of our artists he's now our brand manager, but he put it in perspective of like the church market is typically like 3 years behind today's trends. So like this, so in a sense, we can always kind of stay ahead of the trends, you know,
right.
Like we're prepared for what's next. That's always been the case, but it's weird now because the trends or the Gen Z kids are now starting to become the youth pastors and like our main clientele, and they're up and up with the trends. So like we've definitely have seen a transition in.
Yeah. I would say from like operations perspective, like, you know, weirdly, like everyone wants to do like crazy multicolor and stuff like that, but it has like the trend I've seen is actually going down to like these simplified like one color stuff,
which is funny because that is probably what happened 3 years ago.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so like just one colors is like killing it for us, which cool. You know, we're all about. You know, you can produce the crap out of that, but
I was going to say for us, not that long ago, it was puff. It was like everyone wanted puff prints.
I'm so thankful. Like it is coming. We're starting to get some requests, but it's very few and far between.
Good luck finding it, even though the puff attitude.
I know. I know. It's not here either, but yeah.
Well, my question, I guess, more for you, Josh, being marketing wise, are you guys trying to find new trends, kind of like take those and market them to churches and be like, hey, you know, we don't just need you to come to us with your ideas. We can like show you like, hey, here's some stuff that you guys can come, you know, ahead of the game with.
So like, we started like a one-off merch shop for the Cool Carl stuff, where I've been trying to like, kind of in a way show churches and youth pastors like, hey, this is kind of like the trend of what your kids are liking. Mm-hmm. So we're doing more edgy. I wouldn't say edgy, but like just different prints. So like sleeve prints, like on long sleeves, and like just one colored stuff, very illustrated. But we've been kind of like testing the market with that. So like, it's almost like we're trying to like make the Cool Carl store kind of like the test dummy, but also showing youth pastors like, hey, this is what your kids are kind of into.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
we've tried that where it's kind of like it's our own merch, but it's also like a test store where like if they want to buy a discharge print to try, they can order one, and then they'll just have that shirt. Because people are always like, oh, can I get a sample of this? Can I get a sample of this? And it's like, well, we're not going to sample your own stuff, but you can buy one of these that's already printed this way, like discharge under base with plastisol on top, or discharge or water base or plastisol. And it's like they can order one and be like, all right, here's a physical sample I can hold and touch and feel and everything.
Yeah.
So,
and we do that with Sunday Cool. My dad's always done it, but we call it the wow box. And so if we get a potential client or a lead in, we'll get their information and then send them our product. So it'll be our shirt with the water-based print on it. Typically we try to do a multicolor so they can see that there's no base to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we send like a sticker pack, and we have these things called loot hoops, which is just like a fabric kind of like bracelet or whatever that we do. And so we send it to them and they feel the product, and we tell them to wash it. And so they can see if there's like no feel to the shirt. And then that's our big hook, is that they get the product in hand. So like that's part of our marketing effort too, is just like sending the product to our clients before they even order from us.
That's smart. Yeah. That's cool. And well, do you have any questions for us at all?
What's your biggest fear?
Right now is that this fire seance you got going on is going to get worse.
Yeah, it is. You just wait.
I don't know. Like, as a real question, I feel like just not succeeding in this. I mean, we've been doing it long enough and I'm comfortable now, but I feel like for the first 5 years, I was terrified of not making it.
Yeah.
But do you guys feel comfortable now?
You guys are making it. Like,
yeah.
Cranking out some really cool stuff.
Yeah, we're making it now. We're okay. But
yeah,
when COVID came, it was kind of scary for the first 2 weeks, but we figured out a way around that. Did that really affect you guys, COVID? Like when it first started?
Within 1 day, we lost 90% of our clientele. And so we went from the biggest guys in the Christian screen printing industry to like, we had to lay off like 60% of our employees just to survive. And so my dad pivoted and he created this campaign called Promote the Hope, which was still involved screen printing, but it was a fundraiser platform. So churches trying to raise funds for missions or just in general, just to have tithe for the church members that were on staff, they would come to us. We would print their shirts, and we made their own online web store, and it was just one-off. So we would ship directly to the people that bought the shirts.
Right.
So that's ultimately what kept us afloat.
We did that, but also for like small businesses as well. Like that was.
Oh yeah.
A huge.
So we did like tattoo shops.
We did a lot of tattoo shops.
Yeah.
But,
so like tattoo artists that they weren't allowed to have clients. They would open up a web store and it's like, hey, if you still want to continue to support me, yeah, here's a shirt with my tattoo art on it. Go buy it. And so,
yeah, and we also like got into like, mass printing and stuff like that, which really helped us out.
Do you guys dabble at all in like fulfillment services or not?
We do, but for certain clientele. They have to be, I hate to say like qualified or like big enough, but like to make.
I agree with you. I feel like that's the only way you can do it is to get people that are qualified for it.
Yeah, and so we're wanting to expand it more. But yeah, we definitely do it, but just very, very select few. But we do it internally as well. So yeah.
Okay. Do you?
I was going to say one of my fears.
Yeah.
I have many fears.
Nice. Me too.
And one of my bigger fears I faced today, actually, and that's flying. I flew from Long Beach back here to St. Louis, but you didn't used to care about flying. It was fine. It was easy. You go to the airport and then you get on the plane and all is good. But now it's so crazy. I think just the anxiety they give me, that TSA gives me, is just like, is no fun, because you have to strip down basically. And I got busted today for both of my things. Like I had to go get like 3 things. I got pulled aside. I did the full nude scan because we're in LA, right? I did that. Yeah. And then I got pulled aside because I forgot to take my watch off. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's my fault. And then Joanne couldn't put everything back in her luggage. And so she had me put some hand lotion in my suitcase, and they got flagged for that. And I got too big. You can't use it.
Just man up. It was your lotion.
Fine. Sure, that's fine. And then, which was hilarious because I had I brought my mic along that looks like a bomb basically in my suitcase, but they didn't care about that. They cared about my lotion. Or Joanne's lotion. And then in suitcase, they're like, do you happen to have a bottle of water in here? And I'm like, no, but maybe. And so they dug through that, and there was all kinds of wires in there too, because I had headphones and chargers and laptops and everything. And then they pull out the bottle of water. Like that's the bad thing, a clear bottle of water. And they say, do you want to go check your bag, or you want to throw this away? I'm like,
they don't want you to waterboard the pilot.
Yeah.
But I love, actually, it's the coolest thing ever, flying, because when you take off, it's just so beautiful and it's fun and all that kind of stuff. But they just ruin it for me because now I'm scared somebody's going to blow up the plane. But so I have a fear of that.
With water.
With water.
Watch too many super soaker commercials.
I guess. But I think that's a common fear because a lot of people do. But I do it anyway. I just do it anyway. I just don't love it. And then I would just say, because I was thinking about like, do I have a fear of this place failing? Not really, because if it did, then it does. And I would just either do something else or just start over and then go make it work again, But mainly because now that I'm getting older, I have a fear of just the health of myself and my family, because I didn't mention this earlier on the show. So deep. But I will now, because I was in airplane mode. We land, and then my phone, I turn it off of airplane mode, and all of a sudden I get like, it just gets lit up in my phone. I have a bunch of texts, and it's from Joe's sisters, and her dad had a heart attack while we were in flying, and it was in surgery. And I'm like, oh my God, this is unreal. And she starts crying. We get off the plane, call her mom. He's out of surgery, got 3 stents. It is doing great. Said some prayers with her. And then I came straight here because I might have to leave on a plane again tomorrow morning. And so I wanted to come do this. And so, for me anyway, because I can control a lot in my life. Like I feel like I'm in control of things, for the most part. My decisions anyway. But when it comes to health, I'm sort of helpless. And so, wow, that's probably my fear.
This is the deepest we've ever gone on this show.
Yeah. I was going to say my fears are communism and belly buttons, but I feel like that's inappropriate.
I have a great belly button story.
Belly button story.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've told this belly button story before. But I had, oh, you want to hear it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, like 15 years ago, Brian, who works with me too, he's been with me for forever. I had this like infection or like weird thing in my belly button where it was like leaky and like pussy and gross.
Oh my God.
And he was like on the computer at the house, and I like stuck my finger in my belly button, came up behind him and wiped it on his upper lip.
No.
And it was obviously the grossest thing that's ever happened to him. But he said he couldn't get it off because it was like waxy and like water would beat up on it.
Literally a nightmare.
Well, you said belly button, so I thought I would indulge.
Cool. I won't be able to sleep tonight just thinking about belly button juice rubbed on my upper lip.
Well, You're welcome.
Well,
Thank you. I'm so glad I did this.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's do some quick takes, Andy.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
It looks like I'm first. So, what's one thing you need every day?
Water.
A bottle of water.
No, that's not even true because I'm really slacking on hydration. Air. Next question.
Okay,
Just
cool.
kidding.
I like how these.
No, air. No. One thing I need every day for real. Just my family, man. Like I love. Like at the end of the day, coming home to my wife and my 11-month-old daughter is just like, I really need that. Like, is it so get caught up in like work and business and all this stuff. And like, just coming home to that is just like the most fulfilling, life-giving thing ever.
It's your safe space.
Yeah.
I get it.
Also air because
And air.
I would die.
And water.
Yeah.
You need water.
And water.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold
segue.
on. We got to go to Taylor.
Yeah. What's your,
oh yeah, no, I mean not to copy my brother, but yeah, my fiance and just like my fiance and air and water.
that was literally copying.
He's like, not to copy Josh in any way, but air, water, and my family.
I prefaced. Not to copy, but
I hope that's how this whole thing goes.
Yeah.
Favorite snack?
Favorite snack. I like, shoot.
almonds.
The combination of air and water.
Yeah. Ice.
Almonds is your favorite snack?
Almonds for sure.
So like
Is that how you say in New York? Almonds?
Almonds.
No.
Almond
Yeah.
Joy? Do you like Almond Joy? Like the candy bar?
No, just straight almonds. Straight almonds to the face.
Like the Almond Brothers band? Do you guys like them?
Sure.
Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what my go-to is. I guess just crackers. I'm
Just
a big
saltines.
Florida crackers.
I'm a big chip guy. Yeah.
All right.
I love chips too. I mean, yeah.
I'm just trying
Chips
to
are
think of my
good.
go-to snack.
What kind of chip though? So besides just any chip, or is there a certain chip?
No. I'm very particular in chips. I like kettle cooked chips. That's my go-to. Like the Cape Cod,
Yeah, those are good. They're like
cracked black pepper.
not bad. I like those ones.
My crack.
Andy?
Where is your happy place?
My happy place?
Mm-hmm.
At his parents' house next to the fire with his brother.
Yeah. It's at home or in the mountains. I love the mountains.
Okay.
But home is my favorite.
Are you and your brother? Is he going to say the home is
mine's-
mountains?
No. No, mine's definitely like there's a certain road around here, like motorcycle ride, like on this particular road down the road.
I feel you on that one. What shows or books are you into right now?
Shows. Right now we're watching Silicon Valley on HBO.
It's amazing.
Which
I love it
Gets
more
the
than
bet.
anything.
It's so funny.
We're
Yes.
not like not me and Josh.
No, me and my wife.
How
The
far
person
into
I
it are
sleep
you?
with. We're in season 4 right now.
Jin Yang is my favorite by
Dude,
far.
he's my favorite. He's so funny.
Him and Eric
yeah.
back and forth are the best.
Yeah. Ding yang!
We
so
still do
that's
that
what
to
I'm
this
into
day.
right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine's probably
We can't hear him at all.
Matthew McConaughey's new book.
It's good.
Like,
Yeah.
in the book.
It's so good.
Yeah. Are you listening to it though? It's way better if you listen to it.
Oh yeah, it's so great listening to it.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
him and it's crazy.
We read 12 books last year. Well, I did. Dylan read about 3 or 4 or something like that. But one of them was Matthew's book, and I think it was our favorite, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
it
we
was
said that.
good. Yeah.
Oh, and if I don't know when this comes out, I can't remember exactly, but if you haven't seen or started Archive 81, do it.
I finished it.
It's like, is it 1 season or 2?
It's 1 season.
Okay, yeah, then we're almost done with it. It's great.
I finished
Great little
Ozark yesterday too.
Those
Way
are
ahead
gives
of
me
me.
anxiety.
Yeah. That and
I feel that it's stressful.
Yeah.
Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willing. I've been into that.
That's a
one
book?
as well. Yeah,
Okay.
Extreme Ownership is the name. It's like this hardcore Marine. Yeah, he's.
I've heard of him. Yeah, he has a
talent.
podcast, I think.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have a podcast now? Podcasts are lame.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually starting a podcast next month. So that's,
Your brother will probably start one right after you.
yeah.
Probably.
Okay, so I have the next question. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset. Nice. Sunset.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with you.
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Don't date her.
Nice. 20-year-old self. It's okay to pee sitting down sometimes.
That's true.
In the middle of
Yeah.
the night is the best time to do that too.
To not wake anyone up.
Right. And not miss. Usually you
Yeah.
most of it
End up
makes
peeing
it.
on the wall.
Okay. Andy, finish her off.
Oh yeah. What's for dinner?
We got
It looks like
American chicken. One. Everyone's packing up food right now, so I guess it's I kind of missed that.
You guys missed dinner.
Yeah.
Well, you got a fire going.
yeah.
S'mores
And
maybe.
good company.
It was fun.
Roasted almonds.
Yeah. Roasted almonds.
Almonds. Well, thanks for doing this with us, guys. We really appreciate it. The shop
Yeah.
looks awesome. We love the marketing. You guys are doing great work. I'm actually going to be in Florida within the next month or two with M&R. I'd love to come by if you guys are
Dope,
open
yeah.
to that.
Why don't you come on my podcast?
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Can I wear
Yeah.
a sweater and put sweet glasses on?
Yeah, sure. We got a whole wall of sweaters.
All right, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, guys, go eat dinner. Have a good night, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. It's good to meet you guys.
Later, guys.
Thanks for the talk.